Hello friends. So today we will be dealing with data governance framework which has been released recently by the Reserve Bank of India. It's very interesting for the reason that data becomes the most important input for the banking system to assess not only its risk but also about the sanctity of data, data protection, data preservation, data retrievability and data integrity standards. Because as we are more dependent on technology, we become more sensitive to the data that we handle from time to time. RBI recently released draft data governance framework for 11 categories of regulated entities, including commercial banks, small finance banks, payment banks, RRBs, urban cooperative banks, NBFCs, asset reconstruction companies, and credit information companies. Under the data governance framework, banks should strengthen appropriate preparedness to improve the robustness of data management and cope with the expected surge in data size and be able to manage its inherent risks and its implications. As banks deepen their technology connectivity, operational risks tend to be more. That is, the management of technology is a part of operational risk. In tune with the changing technology ecosystem, banks have adopted interoperable technology, making data management critical for sustainability and operational efficiency. Data integrity, accuracy, traceability, storage, protection, and retrievability with low latency standards have become critical for every bank in the digital age to continue to serve the customers. Data centers, near sites, and disaster recovery sites are maintained for that purpose by the regulated entities. An increase in the customer base and touch points, diversification of products, shifting customer preferences, and rising digital businesses have increased data traffic in the banking system. It's very interesting to go into the data dynamics. It is estimated that the total accumulated data stored across all BFSI intermediaries in India is estimated to be in the range of 1.5 to 2.5 exabytes. 1 exabyte is equal to 1000 petabytes and is equal to 1 million terabytes. The total operational and historical data footprint is projected to expand 3.5x to 5x in the coming times, reaching 8 to 10 exabytes by 2030. So, banks should gear up to manage that volume of data and keep it fully protected to be able to comply with the DPDP Act 2023. And we must have adequate buffers, and the data centers have to be efficient to handle that kind of quantum and that kind of data architecture. Given increasing data connectivity, it is the right time for the RBI to have thought of proposing data governance standards which are upgraded to protect the stakeholders and also better manage the risks. Because now no risk can be managed without data. The higher the risk, the higher the data standards, the higher the ability of the entities to manage the risk. So, data management is the outcome of businesses, and risk management is the outcome of ability to manage the data more effectively. Under the new data governance framework, banks are already building unified data hubs, a modern form of data lakes based on single source of truth, that is SSOT. It will ensure that risk reporting and customer data originate from a single designated system rather than from conflicting departmental databases. The combined push from the DPDP Act 2023 and the RBI's data localization rules strictly require personal data and data protection to be maintained by the regulated entities and customer profiles to be processed and stored exclusively within the Indian geographical boundaries. Because of this, banks and NBFCs are encouraged to begin preliminary mapping, identifying source during the draft consultation window, which is available now. So these are the draft guidelines which have come from RBI now. So the regulated entities and all stakeholders can make their own submissions, suggestions, and final guidelines on the data governance framework will be issued by RBI after considering those suggestions and opinions. The primary objective of the data governance framework is to promote sound data practices, mitigate operational and systemic risks, align with privacy laws, protect the data to comply with the DPDP Act 2023. A two-tier governance and leadership structure will be enforced, where a board-level data governance committee will be supported by an executive committee dedicated to data management. So clear delineation of responsibilities between data owners, that is defining quality, classification and usage, data stewards, day-to-day management of data, those who are in command of the data on day-to-day basis, and data custodians, the technical controls and storage management people, all will have to work in coordination to see that not only there is granularity in the data, but also custody of the data and management of the data is kept intact at any point of time. Application of security controls such as encryption, tokenization, anonymization and data loss prevention mechanism has to be of very high standards so that cyber protection, cyber security is ensured. REs remain fully accountable for data shared with vendors, fintech partners, group entities or cloud service providers, and mandates contractual safeguards, access controls and need to know basis, encryption in transit and continuous monitoring and right to audit clauses should be incorporated. So since the regulated entities have to work with outsourcing agencies and vendors, the data protection which is shared with these agencies will have to be taken care, and high standards of encryption and data protection has to be ensured under the data governance framework which has been released by Reserve Bank of India. When data quality and integrity standards improve, risk assessment systems and risk management strategies will be effective, because risk management system fully depends upon the quality of data that originates in the regulated entities. And before the final guidelines are issued by the Reserve Bank of India, banks should use the window to reform the data management architecture to ensure that the new data governance framework is implemented both in letter and spirit, so that it goes beyond compliance to turn it into an effective tool to better manage the risks. Because the higher the quality of the data, the more the granular data and more the reliability of the data, the better will be the risk management architecture, and banks will be able to ring fence the banks against the impending risk. So improved risk management from the data quality and granularity can potentially neutralize the additional costs in the management of the new form of data mobilization and data protection and data management. So let us try to learn more about the technology, operational risk, data management and things associated with that, because we are now fully integrated with the digitization, and digital banking is what is going to be now. Of course, we are very deep into it. In future, it will be more dense as we go forward in taking the banking to the Viksit Bharat. So we will learn more about the data and data protection and operational risks associated with that. Till then, I would request, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, share these videos with your friends, because the very purpose of this channel is to disseminate knowledge and work with all of you to ensure that the regulations and policies and developments in the banking sector are made into very understandable, lucid and reachable to the mass of executives who are not only now in the BFSI sector, but those prospective students and professionals who want to join the BFSI sector. So, wish all of you all the best, and thank you very much for watching, and look forward to meet you again in the next episode of discussions.